Welcome back, Year 6. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, relaxed, spent time with your family, enjoyed some lovely weather that we had, but are now feeling refreshed and ready for the next 6 or so weeks of learning. I can't believe it's summer 1 already. Who would have thought your final full term of primary school? So let's go for this video then. So what am I covering? We've got 2 pieces of MyMaths that are due by Wednesday. So you've got Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday to do them. One of them's nice and easy, revisiting, converting metric measures. And then we've also got time on there. Haven't taught you time this year, but I think you'll be okay with it, but we are going to go over it anyway. Just remember, please, that if you get less than 70%, then I would expect you to have another go. We did that last year. I remember I told you that if you didn't get a green percentage, you should be redoing it. And those expectations are still there, please. I'm trying to set you up as best I can for secondary, so you go in and you know and are better than all of your other peers that are in your year and your class. If you have any questions, message me about the maths. I can help you. Okay, you don't have to just ask Mr. Smith and Miss O'Sullivan. You can message me through eSchools. Okay, and I can help you as best I can. If you want some more learning, and I know that Robbie is doing this every day, and I've seen some of Ethan Bevington's work as well. If you want some more maths work to do, if you go on White Rose Maths on Google, okay. So if I open up Google and then type in White Rose Maths, okay, and then click Home Learning, what it does is it takes you to year group. So go Year 6, okay, and then summer. See, it says summer term week 1, week commencing the 20th of April. You've got the activity, so they're just, obviously it's not linked to what we're doing, but you can click Get the Activity, so it gives you then some questions here, which would be good. We've done that, okay, and then get the answers, so you can mark it yourself as well, but I don't mind marking it for you. I quite like marking it, and it's nice to hear from you as well, okay, but there's loads on there, okay, and they also do a little video lesson teaching you some stuff as well. Right, let's go back to my video anyway. So metric measures, you know the basics that I talk about. So 1 litre is 1,000 milliliters. 1 kilogram, kilo means 1,000, is 1,000 grams. 1 centimetre is 10 millimeters. What else could I do? Litres to milliliters, kilograms to grams. We've got centimetres to meters. 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and obviously we know that 1 kilometre is 1,000 meters. Okay, they're your main sort of basic. And metric, I always think M for modern measures. So back quite a few years, we used to, I didn't, they used to use different ways of measuring things. So instead of using grams, they would use pounds and ounces, okay? Instead of measuring things in centimeters and meters, they would use what's called imperial measurements, so the old measurements, and they would use yards and feet and inches. So that's why often people refer to themselves as 6'2" rather than 183 centimeters or whatever. But metric measures are all the ones we come across now because they're modern, modern. Okay, so just to recap those, well, if I'm going from litres to milliliters, then we know that I'm going to times by 1,000. And going from milliliters to litres, I'm going to divide by 1,000. This is why it's key that you can times and divide by 10, 100 and 1,000. Grams to kilograms, I'm going to times by 1,000. If I'm going from grams to kilograms, I'm going to divide by 1,000. Okay, so whatever you got the question, if you think of your basic measurement, what's the first one, then put your arrows on. You can work out the answer. How do I get from meters to centimeters? Well, I times it by 100. How do I get from centimeters to meters? Well, I divide it by 100. How do I get from millimeters, centimeters to meters? How do I get from millimeters to centimeters? I divide by 10. So how do I get from centimeters to millimeters? I times by 10. Kilometers to meters, times by 1,000, and then divide by 1,000. Okay, remember, no formal method needed for these. I'm sure I probably have missed some, but you would be able to add them on there anyway. I know you'd be good at this. We did it a lot last year. Then your first MyMaths has got questions like this. So 2,000 grams. Well, we know my basic measurement is 1,000 grams is 1 kg. So if I'm going that way to that way, I'm going to divide by 1,000. So I'm going to divide this by 1,000. So I end up getting 2. Straightforward. You'll be absolutely fine. Grams to kilograms. Well, again, I'm going to divide by 1,000 because 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So if I'm dividing that by 1,000, then 400 divided by 1,000, divide it by 10 is 40, divide it by 10 again is 4, divide it by 10 once more, you get 0.4. So of course you can get decimal measurements. Okay, milliliters to litres. Well, if I think of my basic, 1 litre is 1,000 milliliters. I've got milliliters here and I'm going to litres, so I'm going this way. So I'm going to divide it by 1,000. So 7,250 divided by 1,000 is 7.25. I could put the 0 on the end, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's nice and straightforward. Now, second MyMaths you've got is time. And you've got a graph that looks, a table that looks like this. You've got a start time, you've got time spent walking, and you've got a finish time. Okay, so obviously we would do a number line. So to work out this, start at 10:32. We're going 47 minutes. So I'm not going to do one big jump of 47. That's not going to help me. Okay, I'm going to jump 8, which gets me to 10:40. Okay, I'm then going to jump another. I'm actually going to jump another 40. So 40 minutes from 10:40 is 11:20. However, I've then jumped 48 minutes and I only want to jump 47 minutes. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to go minus 1 minute, which gets me to 11:19. So it'll be 11:19 a.m. Remember, that's 12 hour. 12 hour time always has AM and PM. 24 hour is 4 digits and it does not have AM and PM on the end. If you were to put that in a question and you put AM and PM and it was 24 hour, you would definitely get the mark wrong. Okay, this one 2:47 and we're walking for 3 hours and 42 minutes. So 2:47 is the start and I need to add on to that 3 hours and 42 minutes. Well, I'm going to add on my 3 hours straight away, so plus 3 hours. Okay, so that gets me to 5:47 and that's PM. Okay, I'm then going to add on my, well, I'm not going to add on 42, I'm actually going to add on 3 plus 3, so that gets me to 5:50 PM. So 42, take away my 3 I've already done, 42, 41, 40, 39. So I've got 39 minutes to go, so I'm going to add 30 minutes, which gets me to 6:20, and then add my 9 onto that, gets me plus 9, gets me to 6:29 PM. So that would be my answer in there. Okay, so you're going to have to do a number line. Just get a piece of scrap paper and do it. I know, Kyla, you've got a wonderful folder that you're using, which I was amazed at your workings out that you put on Twitter. It was excellent. So use a bit of scrap paper or a folder, whatever, and just do a quick number line, and it's easy. You probably shouldn't get it wrong. Okay, and then you've got question 2, which I think we'll talk about Tour de France. It looks like this. So I'm not going to go through the maths because it's the same thing, draw a number line, etc. I just want to talk about these wordings of A, B, C, and D. So here, the race begins at 11:15 a.m. So obviously that's going to be A, 11:15 a.m. So that's this part here. Okay, 11:15 a.m. because they go from A to D. Jackie arrives at B at 1:53 p.m. She arrives at C at 3:28 p.m. at D at 4:43 p.m. Okay, how much faster than Jackie is Eddie between B and C? Well, between B and C is that point there, because there's B and there's C. So you need to work out Jackie's time between B and C. You then need to work out Eddie's time between B and C, and then work out the difference of those two times, work out the difference between them. How much faster was Jackie than, how much faster than Jackie is Eddie? So Eddie's definitely faster, you just need to work out the time. Okay, Miguel arrives at C 14 minutes before Jackie. Well, we know Jackie arrives at C there, and Miguel arrives 14 minutes before 14 minutes before, so that's 14 minutes. You need to go back 14 minutes from Jackie, okay, because he arrives there before her, so you need to go back 14 minutes. If you added it on, he'd be arriving there after, wouldn't he? So that wouldn't be correct. And then takes another 86 minutes. So you have to really look at the wording of the questions and then think about these B, C, D, okay, etc. So just to talk you through A, B, I'm sure you know, but A, B would be this point here. B, C, again, we've talked about be there, and C, D would be that point, okay? Bernard takes 2 hours, 44 minutes for A, B, so we know Bernard is 2 hours, 44 minutes. 1 hour, 15 minutes, so Bernard is 1 hour, 15 minutes there, and 1 hour, 21 minutes there. What time does Bernard finish? Well, hold on a second. I don't know the start time. Oh, yes, I do. The race begins at 11:15, so I just need to add on each one. Okay, and then Greg starts late, but finishes with level with Jackie. He's having cycled 4 hours 56 minutes. What time does he start? We'll find out what time Jackie finishes, and then you need to go back 4 hours 56 minutes from there. Okay, so really that's testing your comprehension of understanding the question, but you will need to do your number lines and work it out. But I just wanted to explain that to you because it does look a bit complicated first of all, but actually the maths are quite simple. Okay, so good luck, and send me any pictures that you've got of you doing your work, or put them on Twitter. I can see them from there. Remember, if you want me to mark any of your extension work, then I can do that for you. Just send it through to me on Twitter or on eSchools. You can send me a message on eSchools, and I'll do another video for you on Wednesday when I set your next part of MyMaths. It's good to see loads of you are keeping up to date with your MyMaths. A few of you have got a few things you need to do. Remember to check out properly, otherwise I don't get your score. Okay, and yeah, stay safe, and hopefully see you all soon.